Dougie, to Jim, to Ewan. I'd like to pass those down. Yeah. How are you, team? You all right?
Yeah, well, thanks.
Good. Yep. Were you working over sort of holiday period, or did you get some time off?
We had some time off.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had Christmas Day, I think. No, we had 2 weeks, actually.
There you go, 2 weeks off.
Yeah,
have you got any holidays sort of coming up? Any sort of breaks planned and things?
None whatsoever. You hear me? Nothing for the next millennia.
Nothing for the next millennia until March.
Until March. Let him get his breath back.
I know, I was actually reading this little biography thing here last night. I was having a hunt through. Deacon Blue want to make you laugh so loud those around you will think you're balmy and hurt so deep the scars will never heal. They want to whisk you off on a whim, look at this, yet need you still to be there years after the initial romance has faded. So
we find the guy who wrote that.
Is this the philosophy of the band? I mean, is, you know, sort of happiness?
Well, if you read between the lines, that basically means we're going to make lots of money.
That's the philosophy of the band.
Well, yes.
I think we want people to enjoy themselves, certainly, when they come along to our shows and feel good and have a good time.
Because you're not one of these bands who sort of race on, do a bit and race off, are you? I mean, it's a full and complete and quite long show when you do it.
It's very long show.
Yeah. Does it feel long when you're doing it?
No.
Not particularly, no. When you come off and someone reminds you that you've actually been playing for about 2.5 hours,
yeah.
then...
Well, that's a long time, isn't it?
Retrospectively, it's quite long, but while you're going through it, it's not particular.
Fair enough. All right, let's go on to the telephones. Enough from me. Line 1. Who's on 1?
Hi, it's Rami.
Hello there, how are you?
All right.
Good, good. Rami, off you go with your question.
All right, just want to ask, what was your New Year's resolution?
New Year's resolution. If we do everybody, it'll take hours, so let's just say, who wants to do it?
I think Dickie made one.
Graham?
Dickie, you made it, Graham.
Good New Year resolutions.
Not to wear shirts like that.
Yeah. I'm going to try and give up smoking, believe it or not.
Ah, good.
Oh.
He lied convincingly.
That's good. And what about you, Ryan?
I didn't make one, I'm afraid.
Ricky, anything down the end there?
No, I'm terrible at these things. I always forget. It's like what do you wish for when you blow out the candles? I always forget. That's why nothing's ever happened to me.
Fair enough. All right. Thanks very much indeed for your call, Rami. And line 2, who's on 2?
Cara Buckley.
Hello there. Off you go, Cara.
I'd like to ask Ricky, if he was Prime Minister, what would he do or change?
What would I do? I'd change. I'll get rid of all the Tories in the cabinet for a start, and I'd get down to some good solid socialist policies, and we'd get the ambulance men back to work, and I would stop all the nuclear weapons. I could go on all day, and I'm sure you get the basic drift of my message. Thank you for your question. Very good.
Who says we are not topical? And we move on now to line 3. Who's on 3?
Hi, it's Madeline.
Hello, Madeline.
Why don't you use a support group in your concerts?
Good question.
Well, I'll tell you the reason why. Basically because we had some very great support bands that came out with us. And eventually we felt that we weren't giving them a very fair deal because we spent ages at soundcheck mucking about, trying out different songs. And by the time that they were coming on to do their soundcheck, the hole would be opening and we weren't being very fair to them. And also because in the way that we worked in Britain, we never ever did a support tour and we never felt it did bands that much good. With one big exception, we did a tour of Fairground Attraction who when they were supporting us, had a bigger hit single than us. And after that, we decided, no, we're never going to
get rid of that, yeah.
No, but actually, it is something that's worthwhile saying that all our fans that we've had over the last couple of years have seen us in small places. And it hasn't been a big thing about supporting other bands. We've very, very rarely done it ourselves.
I think there's also a limit to how long the attention span of an audience can be. And the last tour we were playing for maybe 2.5 hours or something, and I think if people had come in and had to stand through a support group as well, I think people would it'd be too much for them basically, so that's another reason.
Thank you for that, good question. And now we move on to line number, which line number 4? Who's on 4?
Claire Easton.
Hello, off you go.
How long does it take to write a song?
How long's a piece of string?
Right now, it's like how long is a piece of string, really. It can be, the song that they played earlier on, Wages Day, was written very quickly, within an afternoon. But how long does it take to write a song? Sometimes songs don't get really finished until the very last point of recording them. So a song like Fergus Sings the Blues took a long time because Jim wrote the music for it and I wrote the words and I kept changing the words, so it took months.
Real Gun Kid took ages as well. It was like
yeah, well, no, Real Gun Kid didn't take that long, but the arrangement took a long while to get
together. What about the one we
so.
just heard? What about Queen of the New Year? How long?
Queen of the New Year? No, Jim, no, you tell you about that.
Yeah, it was taking. I took quite a long time because I actually wrote it on the guitar. which I can't play very well, which is, I had to actually find out how to play it first, you see. So that took a while, and then Ricky puts words to it, so it actually took maybe a couple of months to get that finished.
There you go.
Recorded, there you go.
All right, thank you very much indeed for that. Now, you've got a competition for us. Thank you, Paul. Who's going to do the comp? Who's going to announce it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Right. First of all, what we'd like to know is, on Queen of the New Year, which instrument features on it that none of the band play?
Aha! So on Queen of the New Year, which instrument features that none of the band plays? Answers on a postcard to us here at Going Live, BBC Television, London W12 7RJ. As always, you know the address by now, there it is, but you know what it is. What's the prize?
And the prize is...
Look at this stuff!
This all goes to the first correct entry. Pulled out the hat.
Blanket.
Yes. Hold on, blanket. There's a T-shirt here.
Another
The Deacon
t-shirt.
Blue polo shirt. Yeah. Deacon Blue written on it. Camera pick up number 2.
Just get on with it.
Hooligan kid jogging trousers. Very useful. Some signed copies of
Let's hold it all
single.
Right,
there's
all the
cassettes,
stuff,
CDs.
the business here.
Yeah.
It's all
There's an
signed as well,
album
so if you're a fan, this is a great one. And this back one here is
A much coveted.
perfect for the winter.
Much coveted Deacon Blue tour jacket, which is only issued to members of our crew.
And underneath here,
This is great.
a Deacon Blue blanket.
A travelling rug. Which is
travelling
for all
rug.
sort of family picnics and whatever.
Deacon
It's
Blue
got Deacon Blue written on
With
it.
Deacon Blue written on it, of course. Right, who's going to come on the video vote?
Me.
You're going to be on the video
Yeah.
vote. All right, we'll see you a little bit later on. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thanks,
Let's start with
Alan.
the single. Now, something completely different. We'd like to introduce you to 2 new presenters who have an insight into the paranormal.